Picture this. You open up Steam and look at your vast library of games. Games you probably bought on sale months ago and haven't gotten around to playing. A wide selection of shooters, platformers, puzzle games, hentai simulators, roguelikes, all with the potential of engrossing you for hours. Transporting you to brand new worlds that are unlike anything you've ever seen, with experiences you couldn't get anywhere else. So many different options to choose from, or you could play this again. Today I want to talk about replayability in games. The good, the bad, the short, and the long. But first let me ask, why should a game have replay value? Once you finish a movie or the last episode of a TV show, your normal response would probably be, once you experience something, most of it is still pretty fresh in your memory. You remember most of the story beats, lines, kills, etc. Why would you experience it again? If you already know your favorite character in a show is going to die, it doesn't make a lot of sense to re-experience it because it's not going to leave as much of an impact on you. This is why replayability gives video games another leg up on those mediums. Some games are filled with Easter eggs and secrets hidden in every nook and cranny that most players are going to miss on their first playthrough. Maybe there's a secret wizard staff that's hidden in this far, far away dungeon, but there's only one key to it, and it's called Fextra Life. Or maybe you beat a level feeling pretty confident in yourself, and then boom!
Just keep going higher.
Suddenly, you want to go back and show that game who's boss. This is the type of replayability I love to see, and not just because I tie getting good grades with my own self-worth. Replay value isn't a completely new concept here, by the way. It's existed as long as video games have themselves. Arcade games were literally designed to be played over and over again, so kids would keep putting quarters in the machine, and their parents didn't even realize what those gosh darn video games were doing to them. And then when home consoles became a thing, developers realized that these $60 games could technically be beaten in 15 minutes if you knew what you were doing. So to compensate for that, they made their games fucking impossible so that you would bang your head against the boss over and over again so you feel like you didn't waste any money. A modern example of good replay value is Resident Evil. At the end of the game, you're shown a results screen with all of your stats. In many Resident Evil games, your completion time contributes to a rank that you get at the end of the game. This mechanic promotes replayability because it encourages players to get a better time. The best part is that this mechanic also applies to people who want rewards for playing fast and don't care about just improving. In Resident Evil 7, beating the game in just under 4 hours gives you the Circular Saw, an infinite melee weapon that can quickly take out enemies. These rewards are a great way to incentivize multiple playthroughs because they actually give people a reason to play over and over again. Hey, wait a minute, beating a game over and over just to get a faster time, is there a word for that? But still, even if you want to improve at the game, why would you want to do the same song and dance again?
That's the neat thing.
Resident Evil and many other games are designed to be fun in multiple playthroughs. Dark Souls is one of those games with tons of secrets, challenges, and entire second worlds to explore, so it's replayable in that sense. However, let's say a player only wanted to fight the main bosses and explore none of the optional areas. Even on a second playthrough, it's fun as hell. Overcoming each challenge is just as rewarding because the game didn't get easier, you got better. Bosses can still quickly kill you if you're not fast enough, and each environment is still breathtaking even when you know what's there. And I haven't even gotten into the nitty-gritty about all the different types of playstyles you can do. You can be a mage, you can be a knight, you can be a giant heavy-handed Hulk. Then again, I'm a little biased.
Bruh.
And that's it. Replay value is always good. It's never been bad in any video game. Why are you guys still here? Okay, so what about the opposite? What about games that decrease in enjoyment in subsequent playthroughs? I believe there are two categories to explore here. Games with bad replay value and games where that wasn't even considered on the whiteboard. I want to start with the second group because I think it's important to mention that a game can be fun the first playthrough, but on any other day it just feels empty and hollow. This is a pit trap that a lot of puzzle games fall into. Puzzle games are usually pretty short, but their playtime is made up for by the player looking around the environment and taking in every detail so they can find the solution. This can take a while, but once you solve it, the feeling of accomplishment is a double-edged sword. Solving the puzzle feels great. Knowing the solution will forever live in your head rent-free sucks. This basically makes games like Portal, Return to the Obra Dinn, and Ace Attorney into one-hit wonders. Now these developers intended for their games to be like this. They want you to savor your time with their baby. What about just plain old bad replay value? In Joseph Anderson's review of Elden Ring, he talks about how most dungeons are not fun on subsequent playthroughs because you already know what's behind them.
Your first time through, you won't feel that as much. The novelty of each location is pristine, and there are enough attractive places with cool things in them that it's unlikely you'll get worn down.
This point further drives home how the magic of exploration can't be re-experienced. Not just in Elden Ring, but in many other games where the experience relies on you finding new things and exploring the world. This doesn't mean Elden Ring can't be replayed. There's so many ways to play the game with new stats and new skills, there's tons. But it doesn't change the fact that Elden Ring loses its magic after the first time. Not just gameplay-focused experiences, by the way. Cinematic games also have this problem. If your game is extremely linear and doesn't allow for experimentation or exploration, there's not much of an incentive to do it again. Why is Uncharted full of all these little cheats and stuff? Like, playing the game as a scuba diver or an ice cream salesman isn't going to make me think like, oh, maybe I should do it all again. Like, there are a few story-based games that are fun again and again, but they're far and few between. I know I haven't mentioned games with theoretically endless playtime, like MMOs, sandboxes, and online first-person shooters, because they aren't really my expertise, but I do see the fun in them. Games like Valorant and Overwatch, which can be played at a moment's notice with your friends, are successful for a reason. Some people don't want to focus their energy on a new thing and just want to play the same thing over and over and over again, and that's fine. I don't really have a big conclusion or a statement about the future of replayability in games, but at the very least I hope developers experiment with the concept. Encouraging players to start again shouldn't be done through microtransactions or shitty business practices, but rather just nudging them in the right direction.